The impact with the icy water was a brutal shock, a physical blow that stole the air from my lungs and drove me deep into the churning blackness. Panic clawed at me, the frigid currents tangling my prison rags around my limbs like grasping hands, pulling me down into the silent cold. Then his arm was around my waist, strong and unyielding as a band of steel, hauling me toward the surface. We broke through with a collective, desperate gasp, the frigid night air a fresh torment against my soaked skin. Chase didn't give me a moment to recover. He towed me with powerful, efficient strokes toward the opposite bank, his focus absolute, his body a shield against the worst of the current. The long road ahead began with us crawling from the river, mud-soaked and shivering, into the unwelcoming gloom of the withered lands. For days we walked. Silence between us was a living thing, a heavy blanket punctuated only by the crunch of our boots on gravel and the mournful whisper of the wind across the desolate plains of cracked earth and skeletal trees. He gave me his spare cloak, the heavy wool smelling of him, of leather and smoke and the faint, clean scent of rain. I wrapped it around myself, the warmth, the guilty pleasure that seeped into my bones. During the day, he was a silent, watchful guardian, his gray eyes constantly scanning the horizon. But at night, the dynamic shifted. We would huddle close to a small, smokeless fire he somehow conjured from damp wood, the vast, star-dusted sky our only ceiling. It was in those quiet, vulnerable hours that I felt the pull toward him most keenly. I would watch the firelight play over the hard planes of his face, tracing the line of his stubborn jaw, the faint white scar that cut through his left eyebrow. I wondered about the man behind the mercenary facade, what battles he had fought, what losses had carved that stoic mask into place. One night, passing me the waterskin, our fingers brushed. His were rough and calloused, a map of a hard-lived life against mine, which were still soft from years of disuse. A jolt, potent and sharp as lightning, shot up my arm. I snatched my hand back as if burned, my heart hammering a frantic rhythm against my ribs. His eyes met mine across the flames, and for a fleeting second the mask of indifference slipped. I saw a flicker of something raw, something that mirrored the desperate, unnamed ache in my own chest. He looked away first. As we traveled, the magic inside me, so long dormant in the nullifying stone of the prison, began to stir. It was a faint tingling in my blood at first, a low hum beneath my skin that grew stronger and more insistent the farther we got from that cursed place. It terrified me. This power was why they had locked me away. It was a tempest I could not control, an ocean that threatened to drown me. I hugged my knees to my chest, trying to still the tremor in my hands. "It's waking up," I whispered, the words torn from me into the crackling silence. I expected him to flinch, to move away. He did not. He simply watched me, his expression unreadable in the firelight. "I know," he said, his voice a low assurance in the dark. "Let it." His calm acceptance was more unnerving than any condemnation. It made me dare to hope. After another day's relentless trek, a structure appeared on the horizon, a dilapidated inn, a lone, sickly yellow light flickering in its window, a supposed safe house. "We rest here," Chase announced, his voice tight with fatigue. But as we drew closer, the tingling in my veins sharpened into a piercing scream of warning. The air grew thick, heavy with the stench of rot and dark, ancient power. This was no sanctuary. A wave of nausea washed over me as I felt the malevolent energy radiating from the building, an ancient hunger that was awake and aware and waiting for us. "Chase," I choked out, grabbing his arm, my nails digging into his leather sleeve. "It's a trap."
Want to keep the flame ignited without having to wait for the next part? You can find the full, tantalizing tale on our main page. See the link in the description.